Skyraider II is real, and it's gloriously low-tech on purpose. The United States Air Force is bringing back a prop plane. No, seriously, propellers, tailwheel, the works. Did someone at the Pentagon finally watch Platoon and realize, wait, the A-10s are getting scrapped, but troops still need close air support? Meet the OA-1K Skyraider II. It's ugly, it's rugged, it's everything the F-35 isn't, and that's by design. You can't just mothball all your warthogs and expect a spreadsheet to cover Green Berets pinned down in some canyon halfway around the world. The Pentagon solution? Send in something simple enough to fix with a hammer and tough enough to land where infrastructure means a dirt strip and a leaky jerry can. Hey friends, Wes here, veteran of the U.S. Army Infantry and the U.S. Air Force, law grad, and survivor of the Great KY Jelly Barracks incident at Fort Campbell in 2001. That got a little hairy. The Skyraider II is the love child of Air Tractor and L3 Harris. It's currently sweating through developmental testing at Eglin Air Force Base, and who's interested? Well, the U.S. Special Operations Command. Because if you're out in the middle of nowhere, places with no Starbucks, no paved runway, and definitely no Wi-Fi, you want something that works every single time. You don't slap Skyraider on a tail unless you're conjuring some serious ghosts. The original A1 Skyraider was a flying anachronism, big, slow, and built to haul more bombs than a B-17. In Vietnam, it flew so close to the action that ground troops could actually wave at the pilots. Naming the new OA-1K Skyraider II signals that the Air Force Special Operations Command, or AFSOC, is leaning hard into the legacy of ugly, unglamorous close air support. The kind of mission where you're not dogfighting MiGs or dodging radar locks, but covering a team of Green Berets pinned down in a canyon 40 minutes from the nearest runway. The kind of mission where the pilot knows the name of the ground team leader, and if the mission goes sideways, he's got enough fuel and firepower to make someone else have a worse day. It's a name that tells allies and enemies alike, this isn't a show pony, it's a workhorse. The Skyraider II, like its namesake, isn't trying to dominate the skies. It's trying to own the 500 feet above the treetops. In the unforgiving terrain of places like Somalia, Yemen, or eastern Ukraine, that's where the real fight happens. And in those places, the name Skyraider isn't just a nod to history, it's a warning shot. This new Skyraider II, it's not trying to win a beauty contest or set a speed record, it's here to do a job, support the guys on the ground. If you're a special ops team 40 minutes from the nearest airbase, you want a pilot who knows your call sign, your dog's name, and who can circle overhead until the enemy gets tired and gives up, or dies. And here's where it gets spicy. This is the first tailwheel aircraft in U.S. Air Force service since disco was cool. Tailwheel planes, for my non-aviation nerds, dance on the runway. They don't just land, they swerve, they skid, and sometimes they pirouette like a ballerina with a death wish. The Air Force test pilots had to relearn how to fly using the A282U, a civilian crop duster, before stepping up to the Skyraider II. Mess it up, and you'll be spinning in the grass, wondering why your maintainers look so disappointed. Major Jacob Marsh put it politely, quote, "Flying the OA-1K has been a rewarding experience." Translation? This bird will embarrass you if you let your guard down. Let's talk about what's hanging off the wings. The Skyraider II carries 2 LAU-131 pods, each with 7 APKWS-2 rockets. That's 14 laser-guided Freedom Sticks, plus a MOOB dual-rail launcher for 2 AGM-114 Hellfires, just in case you meet anything that needs to be deleted with prejudice. On the left wing, the multimodal sensor pod, housing Westcam MX-15 and MX-20 EO IR turrets. Both the pilot and the backseated combat systems operator can control sensors independently, meaning you can track, laze, and strike at the same time. Survivability is baked in. Missile warning sensors, countermeasure dispensers, and enough radios to make a signals platoon jealous. There's even a KU-band SATCOM bump on the fuselage, so ground teams can ping the sensors remotely, call it a drone with a pulse. Now, this isn't about stealth, supercruise, or taking on Russian S-400s. This is about showing up every time when the big, shiny jets are too expensive, too fragile, or too busy burning $70,000 an hour to bomb a dirt road in Burkina Faso. It's rugged, it's cheap, it's easy to maintain, and so low profile that half the Pentagon forgot they bought it. That's the point. You want a loiter king for special ops, not a diva. Okay, let's address the titanium bathtub in the room. Is this the new A-10? No, the A-10 is the flying equivalent of a medieval warhammer. It's built to shrug off cannon fire, keep the pilot alive inside a titanium bathtub, and burnt its way through anything dumb enough to wear armor on the open steppes. Skyraider II is a Swiss Army knife. It doesn't need a mile-long runway or a battalion of ground crew. It's optimized for chaos, pop-up insurgencies, highway landings, jungle strips, and targets of opportunity. And here's a bit of American muscle for you. Skyraider II is built in only Texas by Air Tractor. Oh, hold on a second. Skyraider II is built in only Texas by Air Tractor and then sent to Tulsa for the L3 Harris Voodoo Magic. Only is the kind of town where everyone knows everyone, and your airplane gets built by the same people who probably fixed your tractor. Congress loves it because jobs. The Air Force loves it because it works, and Special Operations loves it because it shows up where other jets get cold feet. So what's the plan? Well, Special Operations wants 75 Skyraider IIs. Some are already flying at Herbert Field and the 137th Special Operations Wing in Oklahoma. The formal training unit is at Will Rogers Air National Guard Base, where new pilots learn if you can fly this, you can fly pretty much anything. Let's be real, the Pentagon never met a budget line it didn't want to inflate. The F-35 is cool if you need to live stream your bank account draining in real time. But if you need persistent support for special operations, low and slow, and all you have is a goat path for a runway, you want a Skyraider II. AFSOC didn't wait for a committee. They yanked this thing into existence with the Armed Overwatch program. Because at the end of the day, not every job calls for a hypersonic missile. Sometimes you just need a propeller, a pair of Hellfires, and a pilot who knows how to land in a cornfield. The Armed Overwatch program allows special operators to requisition equipment without Pentagon approval. That's right, the Skyraider II didn't really have Pentagon approval. Special Forces just willed this thing into existence. So the next time you see a Skyraider II, don't laugh at the propeller. That propeller means you can fly slow, land rough, and stay on station for hours without the enemy knowing you're there until it's too late. It fills a niche so glaringly obvious in hindsight that one wonders how many missions were flown by B-1 bombers or fast jets at $70,000 an hour when a modified crop duster would have done the job for a cheeseburger and a case of JP8. It may not look like much on a tarmac, flanked by Raptors and Reapers, but that's exactly the point. The Skyraider II isn't meant to be a symbol of prestige. It's meant to show up, shut up, and get the job done. In a military ecosystem addicted to high-end warfighting, it's the low-cost countermeasure no one saw coming, except the guys who actually needed it. That's it for today, friends. Like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what old-school warbird you'd love to see make a comeback. Because if the Pentagon keeps learning from actual war, we might just see the Chance Vought F4U Corsair in the skies again soon. Good hunting, and as always, glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes. Crimea is Ukraine.